My client is presumed innocent. The rumors that have been being passed around by his brother through this last week have been nothing short of defamation, and that'll be handled in another courthouse.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine? Oh, thank God it's Friday. But actually, thank God it's Friday. No court things can happen during the weekend. Oh, man. Wow. Have we had an eventful 2 weeks or what around That Surprise Witness BJ Investigates Studios Industries over here? It has been insane. So I do have another huge update in the Bam Margera saga, and that is that he is no longer missing. He's no longer on the run. He did have a court date yesterday. He showed up with a lawyer, and the lawyer actually made some statements. I want to show y'all the docket sheet that I was able to pull up, and I want to go over that lawyer's statements. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so I did pull up Bam's docket report. Now, we've looked at this before, and it looked a little bit different. There was not this, and there's a few things on the back here. So let's look through this really quickly. The case status, it used to be inactive and now it says active, and it does say awaiting preliminary hearing. Now, that preliminary hearing is now set for May 25th at 11 a.m. I don't know. I'll have to look up exactly which court this is going to be at. But I am going to try and make it. I might be out of town at that time, but I'm going to try and move some things around. As you can see, yesterday, he was still awaiting the preliminary hearing. And yesterday at 8:30 a.m., he did show up to court. These are his charges. Not sure if they're true, innocent until proven guilty and all of that. But Bam did post also on his Instagram account yesterday. So I want to show y'all what he said over there. Love this book, The Universal One, if you haven't had a chance to get yourself a copy of one of those. All right. So what did Bam say? So here's Bam in his little button-up shirt and got us some papers in his hands. And it says, I just got out of the courthouse with my lawyers. Everything went great. And the false accusations of what my brother says are not true. And he will be sued for defamation, as well as being evicted from Castle Bam sooner than later. The reason this happened is because I read his phone saying he wants me back in California and he wants to find a way to 302 me. So 302, I don't know what that is off the top of my head. If I had to guess, it's probably something like a 5150 in California. Let me look it up. It's an involuntary commitment for psychiatric placement at an inpatient psychiatric unit. So let me show y'all what I was able to pull up. This is the Section 302, the Mental Health Procedures Act of 1976, application for involuntary emergency examination and treatment. So again, like I said in my video yesterday, it's very obvious to me that this was always the family's intention with this whole PR stunt. Make everyone think Bam is crazy. Make everyone think he's a danger to himself and others, which is something that Jess started saying even as early as Bam was at my house. Now, why do they want to lock Bam up against his will? Your guess is as good as mine, but they have a lot of reasons. Primarily, he was coming back and forth to my house to spill the beans on all of them in their operation. Additionally, Jess lives in Castle Bam and he has a studio there now. And I think they're making some type of skateboarding ramp or something over there. So lots of reasons I can think of right off the bat, financial and informational, why they might want Bam locked up against his will. Also, I want to make a whole video about this, but there's also this trust, right? We know that Bam settled with the Jackass and MTV team in that lawsuit that he was filing against them for the work practices and the intellectual property and all of that. But in the body camera footage back in September 2021, Stephen B. Timmer did say that Bam has a trust, and the Guardian hired Stephen B. Timmer to get Bam into treatment, but there's a trust and a trustee.
So this is an ex parte Marchman pickup order for this guy.
Who are you to him?
I'm an interventionist, and I was hired to get him to treatment.
Okay.
So
you were hired by Miss.
By the trustee. There's a trust. You'll see a trust. He has a guardian, and
Gotcha.
The guardian hired me to get him help.
Okay.
So I'm going to make a whole video about this trustee situation, but there is some type of financial incentive involved somehow, some way. Oh, I also know that Stevo apparently did make a video about me, which why wouldn't you? I am the queen. I am the queen of the whole situation. So obviously he's going to have to talk about me. I have not had the chance to watch that video. I quite literally have more important things to do, but I do have one thing that I can say just as a preliminary statement to the whole thing. Apparently Stevo called me a loony lady, which first the fuck of all, come out a 1987 guy. Who uses the word loony anymore for first the fuck of all?
How do you do, fellow kids?
What? I'm not about to be accepting insults of being loony from the failed clown, couldn't even get a job as a circus clown at the circus he graduated from, with a pedophile tattoo, who stapled his own tattoo to his own leg and stapled his butt cheeks together. I'm not taking criticisms about being loony from somebody who did that. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that, bro. Okay. Additionally, unblock me and come on my podcast and we can sort out our differences. But until or unless you're ready to do that, keep my damn name out of your mouth, sir. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. I do want to show y'all what Bam's lawyer actually did say. So let me pull that up. All right. So this aired on NBC yesterday. Let's see this short clip here. And the lawyer is going to make some statements.
Only NBC 10 was at the courthouse in Kennett Square as Bam Margera turned himself in after a warrant had been issued for his arrest. The former pro skateboarder, jackass, and Viva La Bam star is now charged with charges including civil assault, terroristic threats with intent to terrorize, and harassment. This all began Sunday morning. Police were called to the Pocopson Township property.
And Sunday, Bam had wanted to do another interview with me. So it's very weird that this all happened anyway, because it did seem like he was trying to have plans and do other stuff. It didn't seem like this was really his plan for the day.
He called Castle Bam for a domestic case. When they got there, police were told Margera had taken off through the woods behind the property. According to police documents, Bam had been kicking the door of his brother's bedroom and left a note for his brother threatening him if he talked to police. Then the documents say the brother saw Bam urinating in the kitchen sink and then Bam attacked him, injuring his face. Bam's brother says Bam told him he would put a bullet.
They have victim one instead of just Margera. So they're filing this as if he's some kind of victim.
In his head, and then
if y'all have seen this man's Unhinged Twitter rants, I'm actually legitimately concerned for the man's mental state. Krusty Lynn Margera Spears, yes, him.
He left the house. Family members were outside waiting when police arrived and troopers searched the
Of course they were. They are so dramatic.
woods for Bam but didn't find him, which then led to the warrant for his arrest.
I honestly ran out of tears, 4 days of nonstop crying.
For years, Bam has been in and out of rehab and has had family issues and run-ins with the law, including charges he kicked a woman in California earlier this year. Today, he was in and out of court relatively quickly after posting bail. His lawyer, former Trump attorney Michael Vanderveen, had this to
His lawyer is Donald Trump's impeachment attorney. I don't know which impeachment because there was 2 trials, but he done went and hired some big guns out here.
say about the charges Bam now faces and the accusations Bam's brothers made about him to police.
My client is presumed innocent. The rumors that have been being passed around by his brother through this last week have been nothing short of defamation, and that'll be handled in another courthouse.
So it ain't just Bam on his Instagram account talking about defamation. We have the actual lawyer talking to the news that Jess Margera is about to get sued for defamation in another court. So Mr. Around and find out looks like Krusty Lynn Margera Spears right on around and is about to find out. Around and find out? Really? That was his big threat to me. Wanting to use that as a threat against other people. Look like he right on around. Look like he about to find out. Can't wait to see it. I'll be there front row.
Right after the court appearance, Bam took to social media to say his brother's accusations are false and that he will be evicting him from Castle Bam. Bam says he read on his brother's phone that he wanted Bam back in California, and Bam believes that's what started all this that led to the arrest. Bam Margera will be back in a courtroom in Westchester on May 25th. In the meantime, he's not allowed to have any contact with the alleged victims in this case, his family members.
I have reason to believe his family is contacting him, so maybe they should stop doing that because it seems like yet another set up attempt.
He's not allowed to go back to his own house, Castle Bam in Pocopson Township, and he has to have a drug and alcohol assessment. In Kennett Square, Tim Furlong, NBC 10 News.
And I hope he took that assessment. I hope he passed it. I hope he sues the out of everyone, including Stevo, the failed clown. Like I told you, I didn't see it. I don't know if I ever will watch it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Depends on if I have other more important things to do. But apparently, according to what y'all told me, Stevo was saying yesterday about Bam that he was on meth. That he was on meth in this interview, which he most certainly was not. It is very obvious to me that he was not. If Bam passed that alcohol and drug assessment with no, he should sue Stevo too, because Stevo has now said to his however many million subscribers, however many people are going to watch that video, that Bam was on meth in the interview. And if he wasn't, then Stevo should be added to that defendant list because this is a PR smear campaign. It's ridiculous. And I hope he passed the out of that test just to sue them. All right. That's all it.
Thanks for watching our YouTube.
All right, Lester, get on out of here. Anyway, so yeah, let's look at this one more time. See what this is. This is completed by the person believes the patient is in need of treatment. Look, this is what they were about to do to him. A physician, they probably had everything all lined up. Any person who provides any false information on purpose when he completes this form may be subject to criminal prosecution and may face criminal penalties, including conviction of a misdemeanor. So this is what they would have had to fill out for that 302. When Bam said, we got in a fight because I saw Jess's phone and Jess said he wanted to do a 302 on me. Clear and present danger to others. Oh, look, here it is. Conservatorship or jail. Look at this. Clear and present danger to others shall be shown by establishing that within the past 30 days, the person has inflicted or attempted to inflict serious bodily harm on another, and there is reasonable probability that it will be repeated. Well, look, serious bodily harm doesn't count here because you know what, Jess, big, bad, tough, crusty Lynn went on Twitter and said he really didn't get any good blows. He got one and my ear kind of hurts, but I'm fine. I'm okay. It's the constant threats against my family members that... Okay, so it ain't serious bodily harm. He's over here on Twitter advertising, promoting for his crusty album that nobody wants to stream. But I do want to read y'all one more thing. It's my favorite thing that was written yesterday. I'm going to put it up here. This is my favorite thing that anybody wrote yesterday. There was a lot of favorites, but this is number one favorite. And here it is. It's a picture of a tweet from Jess Margera. It says, great. TMZ posted my tweets and pro people and Britney Spears people for some reason are really angry at me. I'm a goddamn rock and roll drummer. Okay, dude, give it up. Give it up. Literally the only reason anybody knows who the hell you are is because of Bam Margera. Like, let's be honest. Britney Spears and other two things I never thought crossed my path, but here we are. Okay, so this is my favorite thing that was written yesterday. It comes from Deep Dive Jake. He says, keep trying to brand yourself to something other than being someone else's brother. Maybe if you weren't so chronically online, you could actually try and make something for once. The fact that you were writing dissertations and comment sections in between recording your Whittle Rock album, like LMAO. Save it for the album nobody's going to stream. Stay pressed and uncreative. See you in more comment sections. It wasn't long before or after this. I had been blocked on Instagram. So I'm happy to report, or sad to report, that Jess Margera, after spending days and days on an unhinged spiral in my Instagram comments, has now blocked me on Instagram. So that's cute. But nobody sent any hate to anyone mentioned in this video. That's all I really had for today. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Love you, Mina K. Bye.